The dark side of overthinking. It starts as a whisper, a single thought that slips quietly into your mind. What if I made the wrong choice? What if I said the wrong thing? And before you even realize it, that whisper grows teeth. It starts replaying every mistake you've ever made, every conversation, every silence, every pause that felt too long. You call it thinking, but it isn't thinking anymore. It's spiraling. You tell yourself you're being careful, that you just want to understand, that if you analyze it one more time, maybe it'll finally make sense. But that's the lie of overthinking. The more you think, the less you see. Because you're not searching for truth anymore. You're searching for safety, and that's the dark side of overthinking. It doesn't come from intelligence, it comes from fear. You learned long ago that mistakes had consequences, that being wrong meant being punished, being rejected, being unloved. So your mind built a defense. If I can predict everything, I can prevent pain. You started to overanalyze not because you were curious, but because you were scared. You became addicted to control, and control, when born from fear, slowly becomes a prison. You walk through life like a chess player, calculating every move, every reaction, every possibility. You can't rest. You can't stop, because the moment you do, your brain starts whispering again. What if you missed something? What if it all falls apart? That's not awareness. That's survival mode. And it feels exhausting, doesn't it? Because no matter how much you plan, life keeps proving that control is an illusion. The thing about overthinking is, you never win. You only trade peace for the illusion of preparedness. You apologize too much because you fear you've said the wrong thing. You rehearse conversations that never happened. You lie awake at 2 a.m., replaying memories, trying to fix things that no longer exist. Your body is in the present, but your mind is stuck somewhere between regret and prediction. This is what psychologists call cognitive hypervigilance. Your brain scanning constantly for threats, even when there are none. It's a survival response, one that probably saved you once. Maybe as a child you had to anticipate moods, sense danger before it happened. Learn to predict what version of someone you'd meet that day. That was intelligence back then. That was safety. But now, it's overdrive. Now it's the reason you can't enjoy silence, the reason peace feels suspicious, the reason joy feels temporary. Because your nervous system still believes that calm is the moment before chaos. And maybe you've noticed, you confuse thinking with control and silence with danger. You avoid spontaneity because it feels unsafe. You analyze texts, tones, pauses, as if decoding hidden meanings could protect you from heartbreak. But it doesn't, does it? It only keeps you stuck, living life as an observer instead of a participant. Overthinking tricks you into believing you're solving problems, but what you're really doing is trying to soothe anxiety with logic. You think you can outsmart uncertainty, but uncertainty isn't a puzzle. It's a fact of being alive. And that's the hardest truth for an overthinker. You can't think your way out of fear. You can only feel your way through it. At some point, you have to stop analyzing the past and start grieving it. You have to stop calculating the future and start trusting the moment. Because what if the problem was never your thoughts, but your belief that you're unsafe without them? That's the quiet tragedy of overthinking. You mistake anxiety for intelligence and fear for intuition. You think too much because feeling too much once hurt you. And I know, letting go feels impossible. It feels reckless, even dangerous. But maybe the real danger is spending your life stuck inside your own head, waiting for a version of peace that only exists in theory. But here's the thing about a mind that never rests. It's not broken. It's just exhausted from doing a job it was never meant to do alone. Your mind became your bodyguard, your protector, your constant lookout for pain. And when you live like that long enough, thinking becomes armor, a way to stay safe without having to feel. But armor is heavy, and after years of carrying it, you start to forget what it feels like to move freely, to breathe deeply, to exist without needing to anticipate everything that could go wrong. You start to believe that ease is earned, that peace is a reward instead of a right. So you chase it through productivity, perfection, self-improvement, always one insight away from being finally okay. But the truth is, you can't think your way into peace because peace is not a thought. It's a state of being. It lives in the body, not the brain. That's why healing for overthinkers doesn't start with control. It starts with permission to not have every answer, to not decode every silence, to not know what's next. It's learning to let reality unfold without trying to rewrite the script in real time. It's choosing to breathe through uncertainty instead of battling it. And that's terrifying at first, because if you've spent your whole life equating control with safety, surrender feels like death. But surrender isn't giving up, it's giving in. It's letting life happen without fighting every current. The overthinker's mind says, "What if I fall?" The healed mind whispers, "What if I fly?" And somewhere in between those two voices is the space where peace begins. Because what if your mind isn't your enemy? What if it's just scared? Scared to rest, scared to stop watching the horizon for danger, scared that if it lets go for even a second, everything will fall apart. So you have to teach it safety again, not by convincing it with words, but by showing it through experience, through small moments of stillness that don't end in chaos, through laughter that doesn't demand analysis, through love that doesn't require translation. You don't fix overthinking by thinking less. You heal it by feeling more. By coming back to the sensations that remind you, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm safe now, and maybe that's the quiet revolution. To finally live inside your body instead of behind your thoughts. To realize that the present moment doesn't need you to manage it. It just needs you to meet it. Because the truth is, most of what you worry about either already happened or never will. And every second spent rehearsing pain is a second stolen from peace. So when your mind starts spinning again, when the loops return and the what-ifs get louder, don't fight them. Just whisper back, "We don't need to do this anymore." Then breathe, slowly, deeply. Let your body finish the story your mind has been trying to control. Because thinking was your survival, but feeling is your freedom. The truth is your brain isn't the enemy. It's just tired. Tired of carrying memories it was never meant to analyze alone. Tired of solving problems that don't exist anymore. Tired of protecting a version of you that no longer needs saving. So, what would happen if for once you didn't chase the answer? What if you let the question remain open? What if you allowed life to be a little uncertain and trusted that you'd still be okay? Because freedom doesn't come from figuring everything out. It comes from surrendering the need to. You don't have to stop thinking. You just have to stop fearing your thoughts. You have to let them pass through without turning them into stories. You have to stop using thought as armor and start using awareness as compassion. The world won't fall apart if you stop analyzing it. And you won't disappear if you stop controlling it. Maybe you'll actually start living, because that's what overthinking steals first: presence. The ability to just be here, not fixing, not proving, not preparing, just being. So next time your mind starts spinning, don't fight it, don't feed it. Just whisper back, "I see you. But I'm safe now.